when I was,
Hello, we're live.
uh-oh.
Oh, you didn't see us there.
No, no, I did not. Uh-oh. We're live? Okay.
Yes, we are live. Welcome to This Week in Gwent. Different formula today because as you see, I'm not here by myself. I have a guest. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Can you introduce yourself? Oh, I mean, everybody knows you in chat because you're highly expected. So
Uh-huh,
yeah,
I
but
see.
for those that do not know you, state your name. What are you doing here?
All right. I mean, my name is right here below. But yeah, thank you so much, Buza, for the lovely introduction. And I'm Zubedoo. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who I am. Maybe if you don't, I stream on Twitch, basically Gwent, and maybe some variety here and there. I've been doing it for over a year. During the daytime, I am a strategic consultant, and during the night, I enjoy or kind of mauled as well playing Gwent and try to make content on it as much as I can. So yeah, that's something small about me.
Nice, nice. Yes, we'll get more into you and talk about the type of content you do, talk about the team you're on, and also talk about the music you like because I know you like music and stuff like that. So we'll get into that.
Well, yeah, that is true. When it comes to music, yes, I have like a huge variety of music that I have in my playlist. Like if I feel like I want to really jam Gwent and get into the mood, I usually jam Witcher music or some kind
Nice.
of a soundtrack, which is like a game soundtrack. And other than that, it'll just be either rock or it'll be even house music. It's all dependent on the mood, I guess, for me.
A
But
wide
yeah, that's
selection. I see.
yeah, it is how it is, right? Like since I was very young, I always used to like listen to all sorts of music because
Mm-hmm.
even my parents were like basically in love with music. My mom loves all sorts of music herself, so I've always been exposed to like a lot of different genres of music.
Yeah, I
And
can
yeah,
relate
that's
to that.
basically it.
I can totally relate to that. Like my dad has always been the person that loved music in the house, and he would be like listening to everything like super loud, and he really got me
Mm-hmm.
into the music. And it's really interesting because I've seen that once I am getting older and older, I'm actually listening to
Mm-hmm.
the same things that he is listening. I'm also following the same band, so you kind of get into this habit of doing this. So yeah, that's really really amazing. But yeah, we'll get to that.
Yep,
What
that is
we'll
true.
what we'll talk about for sure is what happened this week in Gwent because that's what you guys are pretty much interested in. So,
No,
without
I think they're interested in me, but yeah, whatever. No, I'm kidding.
of course they
Uh,
are, but we'll get to you. Don't worry, we'll get to you. But first we gotta do we gotta do our business because people will come here to kind of get what has been happening. When there actually wasn't a lot going on this week. Let's move
okay.
into that. There are two things. One, we have the Gwent Art Contest, which started this
Ooh.
week. So yeah, we've been working on this one for quite some time to get it going. As you guys know, if you've been with the game since beta, we had the first edition quite a long time ago, and actually two cards. One is Lydia, and the other one is Olgod. Were created by community members for this contest. And actually, those two cars are now in Gwent. So, maybe the same thing will happen this time. I'm not saying that it will 100%. But yeah, like send over your cool art if you have that stuff. If you don't do cool art, send over your stick figures. We'll also check that out. I will be going through the entries with the rest of the community team. The second one is Lydia. Oh God, and Lydia, because I saw a question in chat. So yeah, Zubi, how's your artistic side? Do you like
Pathetic.
aesthetic?
It's horrible. I can't even draw a stick figure properly. Like we usually like even on my stream sometimes we do like this scribble stuff, right? Where
Yeah.
you have to like scribble like
Hmm.
a thing to guess like the word, and we usually do that for Gwent cards. And if you saw those artworks, yeah, it's really not something that I would be happy about.
Nice, nice. Same with me. I'm not very artistic, although I like to draw stuff. When I draw stuff, it's only for my daughter so she can color it. So that's kind of only the
Yeah.
drawing I do. And she normally requests like Pokemon, so I just type
Oh,
into
okay.
Google like easiest way to draw this Pokemon, and then I just try to retrace it and do it. Sometimes they're kind of awkward looking, but it's okay. It's okay for a 6-year-old. She says it's good enough, so at least we're
And what
good with
about
it.
Geralt? Has he started doing the paw print drawings and
Actually,
stuff
not yet.
already,
I
or
want
what?
to. I want to do that with him, but we need to get him some safe paint because he tends to eat everything. So if he eats
I
it
see.
or licks it, I want it to be safe for him. So yeah, interesting. Moving on, we had a competitive ruling regarding Wangit today. This is not good news, of course, but yeah, it's an item on the board for sure. Yeah,
Good
ideally
news.
for if yeah, it's not good news. If you're a Gwen player and if you're a professional player and you're seeing patterns in terms of like playing against people and seeing that the same nickname is giving up to you multiple times, and you should be reporting these things to us. You should not let these things fly through, because as it might not, we don't know what's going on in between players. They might be communicating also, but I mean, if something like this is happening, we should be known about it. So yeah, in this case, Shaggy will be replacing him and going into World Masters for season 3. So congrats to Shaggy. I don't know if he is super happy about it, but, in the way that it happened, but for sure he is happy to be there with us. Hopefully he can pass the quarterfinals this
Oh, I
time.
love Shaggy, so
Yeah,
I'm happy to hear that. Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, that's on the competitive ruling. When it comes to community news, we have this new streamer joining YouTube, and actually did you didn't know about this,
No, I did.
and yes, our guest started uploading stuff to YouTube, so you can check out his first video. And yeah, check it out. One simple trick to win more games. Easy, easy.
It's insane. It breaks the game. Like it. You guys have to watch it,
Yeah,
please.
very nice clickbait title. I
Yep.
respect you for that.
Spessy taught me well. Yeah, Spessy taught me very well.
Yes, Bessie is here in the chat, so he will probably react to that too. Moving on, when it comes to other great content, Flake Mirror episode 5 live. So they go in deep about the best skill ceiling decks, and they also take your questions, which were sent through Reddit, if I remember correctly. So check those out for sure. I mean, these two, they do really cool stuff together. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
we have the episode 14 of Gwent Beginner's Guide on Thrive. Check it out. Actually, the guest on this one, I do not know this content creator, and it'll be nice to,
So
to get to know him more. You know him?
So Decode, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Decode is like when I first started playing the game actually, and I started growing in the Twitch community and stuff, and trying to make a name. He was basically like one of the first people who I got to know, and he was like one, the first people who really helped me in a lot of ways in learning the game as well, in terms
Oh,
of
okay.
deck building, etc. So he's actually a player from beta. He used to jam the game back in the day. And I guess with real life and with work and everything, it's a little more difficult for him, but he does try and help me in ways as well, whenever possible. And he's honestly like definitely one of my favorite people in the community, so yeah.
Nice, nice. Would love to have him on. Also, for those watching, since we're talking about content creators, as you guys see, like in this episode, we have Zuby. But if you guys have any recommendations, who would like to see one of the next twigs, because we'll be having content creators here on with me to talk about everything Gwent related. Let me know who you nominate. We will do and actually poll so people can choose. Yes, you can nominate yourself. We'll actually let the community choose on my Twitter. We'll do a poll, and yeah, and you can choose who you want to
Oh,
see.
the people are already giving in names: Rashid, Lionheart, and Thea Beastie,
Yeah,
Spyro. I second Rashid. There, Rashid's going to be on the next one.
easy. Especially, of course, yeah. I really. Oh, Pasak is back. Back. You reminded me. I need to ban his second account. Thank you, Bane. I would like to actually have Bane on the on one of the episodes because he's a meme master, and I've met Bane. He's a wonderful, great human being, and he sent me chocolate. I'm not saying that he is a great, wonderful human being because he sent me chocolate, but still, he is a great human being, and yeah, I would love to have him on talk about a little bit about memes, and plus one for Bane from Vlad also. So yeah, totally
I
have to
second
do it.
Bane, the third Bane, fourth, whatever. Like Bane deserves to be there. Like definitely, he's an amazing guy. So yeah, he definitely deserves a big spotlight.
Fully agreed on this one. Okay, yeah. No, you don't have to send more chocolate, Bane. We're good. Especially that you would have to send it to my home address now, and since I'm not that much in the studio, so I don't know if I want to give you my home address. I don't know if I'll feel safe with giving you all that information. So yeah, so I think that's it for community news. Oh no, there's one more thing.
Mhm.
Team Elder Blood. You can sign up for the spellcasting event. You can check it out. More information on their website. I retweeted this via Play Gwent, so check it out. And one meme before we move on to other stuff is GG Geriatric Eridan versus Jimbro Emir. Jimbro Emir sounds beautiful. Yes, really nice meme. I enjoy this stuff. I really enjoy funny content created by the community. I wish there was more memes. If you have more memes, send them to me. Yes. You heard it here first and not for the first time because, you know.
If I'm telling you, if you bring Rashid on, right, or Bane, whoever, the whole episode will become a meme. It'll be perfect. You don't have to have any memes. You just get them on the show. You just make them talk, and it's gonna be perfect, right? And and if you ever put Rashid, like you see Zubedoo at the bottom, just make sure it says Sasi Baka for him. It's a very important thing. It's a very important term that he needs, and I
It's not
think
something
he's
bad, right?
no, it's not at all. Not at all. It just sounds bad, but surprisingly, it's extremely funny.
Oh, okay.
And apart from that, it's he's just gonna go on and on about having a Pokemon journey. So
Oh yes.
I
Oh, I saw the comments about Pokemon Journey.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
So
yeah. Now, okay.
it's gonna be perfect. That episode's gonna be the best.
Nice. Zubidoo, what about you? You said that you're working during the day. Is
Yes.
it something connected to computer science and engineering stuff like that? Am I?
Yes, it is. It is because I have a degree in computer science,
Ah,
right?
okay.
So for a year after I graduated, or like during graduation, actually, I got into a job and everything. It was actually to do with full stack developing. It was to do
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of coding and a lot of database management and things like that, right? But getting into it, I felt like it wasn't really for me, and I really wanted to, expand my horizons and maybe try and get into a different sort of career.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped doing developer work, took a break, started streaming as well because it was my way of trying to forget these things, and try and get involved and talk to people, because it was even during, the COVID times, which made me develop this kind of social anxiety. So, streaming helped me get through that. Gwent helped me get through that. Meeting so
Nice.
many amazing people who I can see in the chat right now, made me get through that. So yeah, now I'm into strategic consulting, which is in the same line of work, but I don't code anymore. I learn the
Mm-hmm.
technology, and I, basically try and connect with clients and try and solve the issue with them or for them with my company, and, give all these different ideas based on cloud and etc. etc.
Nice.
So
So you're mainly working
that's
remotely in this case, right?
oh yeah, completely remotely.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think for the next 2 years in the company that I'm working, they're deciding on making it a complete work from home experience.
Nice.
So I'm not going anywhere. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm here.
I think the majority of companies are kind of moving to this, especially that they've seen that people can be productive from working from home, and that they do not need to be sitting in an office, and you don't need to micromanage them. They're perfectly capable of doing stuff themselves. But I also agree with you that, yeah, like COVID and staying at home, when it comes to, yeah, social interaction, it really takes that part away from your life, and it's very difficult, especially if you're a social person and you like when you really like talking to people, interacting with people. Being stuck at home like all the time, it can be quite difficult, and especially difficult mentally. So thank you for talking
Oh
about it
yeah,
openly, because
I
it's not
never
it's
used
not
to
easy.
be. Yeah, I never used to be this open with like people who I randomly know. For example, like before streaming, I barely used to talk only like with people I know and stuff.
Hmm.
Like I guess streaming kind of unlocked this kind of inside potential in me to talk to even like people who I meet on the internet more freely and not be a very too conservative about myself to make a fool of myself. Or make me feel like I'm a robot, but like it feels good that it unlocked that potential in me, and I guess it helps in the line of work I'm in because I talk to people like almost the whole day sometimes in meetings and stuff. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's definitely helped me boost myself in that self-confidence. So yeah.
Yeah, I can totally relate, because yeah, I also sit on meetings most of the day, and it's only the possibility like to interact with people is really good. I've also noticed that the more we got into working from home, the more I started actually using my camera. In the beginning, I really didn't want to use my camera and stuff like that, but once you
That
get
is
into
true.
it, you keep on doing it more. You actually enjoy the meetings, and it gives you like this sense of any type of social interaction without actually being in the same room and talking to the people. So it's like a second best, but still it's good.
Exactly, and that's the best thing. Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been doing Twitch? In this case.
So I started streaming around September of last year, and yeah, it was around then. It was just when I remember even shifting my entire setup to my room because my PC never used to be in my room. Actually, it used to be where my parents usually sit. But
Mm-hmm.
since I decided, oh, I'm gonna stream, I'm gonna keep my webcam on. I can't have them sitting in the back watching television, right? I mean,
Yeah, totally.
of course that's a violation of their privacy. So I shifted the entire system here and I started streaming. Of course, it was a very slow start, but the support that was shown to me, the love that was shown to me, especially from Thea, was insane. Like she used to raid me the whole time, right? So
Yeah,
obviously a big shout out to her.
she's
And
awesome.
yeah, so stuff like that, was always getting me up. And then people started to know me because of that. And then doing my own podcast thingy and hosting that. I'm sure you would remember because you were on it, right?
Yes, I remember it.
So
That's
yeah,
that's when the
doing
first
that
time I
stuff.
met you. Like, I remember you were
Exactly. Yeah,
very
that was the first
nice,
time.
kind, and you were really happy. You were more excited. You were like the most excited that I was there. So it was really nice.
You have no idea how excited I was when you and Slama said yes to joining that podcast. Like I was like, wait, they actually said yes to me. I was like, okay. I'm like, nice, nice. I was like, breathe. I was just telling myself to breathe at that point. And like, honestly, even now, it was like insane. So, yeah.
Yeah, same thing is like you came on one of the twigs. I mean, after twig, I think I rated or hosted you, and you said that it would be cool
Hmm.
to invite someone, and you were like, "Oh, invite me to do let's do twig together." And I was like, "Hmm, that's an interesting idea, but it's a different format than what we normally would do." So yeah, we did. That's what we did, and we did it for the first time, and it was like, okay, okay, let's try it. And actually, we're doing it here for the first time, so it's really cool.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, I'm super super excited to be on here. I'm wondering what people are saying about me. People who haven't ever even seen me. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just hoping to make more friends, I guess.
Yeah, people are saying to invite Slama. I will actually invite people from CDPR. So we'll get a mix here. We'll get a mix of content creators from the community, and we also will have people from CDPR. So that is also an option, but you cannot just vote for Jason only. We have other people that I would like everyone to meet, see, talk, and get to know people, because I think that's that's the thing. Like, you might know a couple people, but you will not know everyone. And it's actually cool to meet new faces and see that this community is quite vast. But you
Yeah.
don't recognize a lot of the people apart from the ones that are very in the forefront. So yeah, Repek and Slama. Repek would be actually a nice invite to talk about events. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Repic is doing great. Like I usually hang out in the streams, right? And yeah, it's always amazing to be in that chat and then oh, there's the little girl. Okay.
He's here.
Okay. So yeah, Repic is amazing and it's always a pleasure to be in his chat and try and tell him how to play, certain ways and he gets really happy when he sees these different lines,
Hmm.
so it's always nice to give him that support and to chill in the stream.
Yeah,
So I
Repek
mean, for me
started.
usually,
Repek
yeah.
started streaming, so he's content creator slash CDPR employee. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
he's 2 in 1, 2 in 1. So like a special 2 in 1 episode.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing. And I feel that's what, right? Like um as I said, you just got to keep pumping that content out, right? That's literally what people want. They just want you to keep making content. They want to see new stuff, and I
Yeah, that's what we
guess
were
that
talking
is,
about in the beginning. Like,
yeah,
people want
yeah,
more and more content to be produced, more and more content for them to eat up, and I totally get it, because that's also, I've noticed that's the way how I also consume content. Right? You consume it in a way that you're watching the videos and you want more, and you want it to come into it in a cadence that you're expecting. So you want to go back and watch, and you get kind of, you get really attached to these people that you're watching and to the content they produce, and you're like, oh, okay, this is something that I want to stick to. So yeah, Geralt is making noises, so sorry about that. Don't need to keep.
it's fine. You do not have to apologize for Geralt.
Yeah, for people watching on the other side also might be weird, because yeah, he's biting my hand at the moment. So yeah. Uh, so you're currently with TLG. You moved from
Yes.
one team to another. What is your role there? Are you one of their content creators simply, or is there something more that you do? If you want to get into
Yes,
that.
it's stream team and content team basically, because apart from making content and streaming, there's nothing much else I can
Hmm.
do because I do work a full-time job, right? So
Yeah,
I
I
really
know
can't
that.
afford yeah, I can't really afford to spend too much time. Like I used to stream like crazy when I had that gap of no job, right? Like I used to stream like 6 7 hours of Gwent almost every day, and I used to
Crazy.
really feel it and have fun. So but now it's of course difficult to even put in like 3.5 to 4 hours because, well, work is work, right? And you can't
Yeah.
really tire yourself for the next day.
Do you ever think that it's maybe better to, I don't know, start earlier in the morning, or maybe do you ever think that wouldn't it be cool to go like content creator like full time, and move to that? Like, what's your feel about that?
Well, you see, that's the thing, right? For many people, I guess, not just for me, apart from me, like we don't know whether, we can really make it or not. It's a very difficult thing to say, right? If like imagine you're going towards one thing and then you feel like in between you should not feel like, oh, I've made a mistake kind of thing, right? So you got to keep options open, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
at least, and that's what I'm doing. I'm making sure that the job I took gives me this proper work life balance which enables me to do these things at the same time. And I'm actually having a good time right now, to be fair. I
Yeah.
can't complain, because I'm working a full time, I'm doing this, I have enough time to even be on shows like this. I'm having enough time to stream, make content, put it on YouTube, make it for TLG, etc. And I'm sure a lot of people would love to do that, right? Have this perfect work life balance. And I think right now I am in that zone, in that spot. So yeah, I'm really excited about that and really happy. So I
Yeah.
cannot complain and I cannot say that what I'm doing now is like something that I've made a mistake in or anything. No, I think I made the best choice.
Yeah, and for a quite young person, because you're 23 or 24, something like that, right?
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
23. I'm gonna be 24 in February. Yeah.
yeah, you have a very very like stable mindset approach to it, because you're not going in one direction, so you're keeping options open, and that's a sign of maturity. Because I know. I mean, it's very difficult to, and this was something that I was also talking with someone I think last week about, that it's hard to create content and only focus on the content creator part, and it's hard for a lot of people to get traction and get seen in order to start making a lot of money just to sustain it. Like that's why you kind of need to have alternative options, and you need to have a different job or something that is your main source of income, and this is something that you do out of pleasure. And I also think that if you think about it, you're kind of I think you enjoy it more when it doesn't become like a work that you're forced to do 9 to 5, and in the back of your head you're always thinking, oh, I need to be doing this in order to make money. You're kind of doing this for fun, to interact, like you said, to
Exactly.
interact with the community, to talk with people, and that's kind of the main driving force, apart from thinking, oh, I gotta do this to pay the bill and keep the lights on, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And like the thing is, like, I guess right now, luckily, my parents being very supportive and everything, and like money is never really an issue. Of course, I don't, leech off the money or anything, but it's not really an issue, right? They take
Mm-hmm.
care of me, etc., etc. So I'm not really, worried in that front. All I guess even they want me to do is to find the right path for me, right? Because in the future, I'm gonna be on my own, obviously, and yeah, they just want to make sure that I'm in the right path,
Mm-hmm.
by that time, which by whenever that time arrives. So
Yeah,
I guess that is what they are hoping for. That's it.
exactly. Really, really cool stuff. When it comes to Gwent itself, when was the time that you joined? What was the meta like? Do you remember? Do you
Master
have?
Mirror just came out.
Oh, Master Mirror
Master
just
Mirror
came
just
out.
came out.
Okay, what was your
Yeah,
favorite
and
favorite?
Skellige was apparently killing everyone because it
That's
had
true.
piercing damage Herald. It had second wind and all those things going on. I never even used to know what those things did because I was just a humble lockdown NG player at rank 30 at the time. And
Humble.
very humble, yeah, because I used to think, like, I know it's disgusting, guys, for people listening, but yes, I thought lockdown was the best leader in the game when I joined, because I felt so lazy to click the leader. I'm just like, lockdown, I don't have to click anything, you don't click anything, I'm happy, you
Yeah.
know. So that used to be my thought process, but in the future, I realized, what have I done? I used to like lockdown, that kind of feeling. But yeah, I mean, in general, I used to just enjoy the game. I never used to really
Mm-hmm.
worry about winning or losing. I used to just have fun and meet people, as I said, like before, right? Like Decode and everyone who used to help me at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and just learn the game. Have fun, learn the game. And when I got to a certain point of playing it around 2 months, I decided I wanted to stream it as well. Watching other people stream it and stuff, it really kind of inspired me to do so. And yeah, it really drove me to do that. And that's when I started streaming it in September. So
Nice.
that's basically how it all began for me, and how I just have fun again. So yeah.
How hard was it for you in the beginning, like to get into the game and learn the ropes? Do you think that like you said, you mentioned people from the community, helping you to kind of to teach you the basics, or to learn the ropes and how everything works? Was it an easy transition into it, or was it difficult?
I mean, oh yeah, and don't worry, Vlad. I did see that. So yeah. So it's basically like it was a little slow for me, sure, because I used to make sure that like narrow it down to the most detailed way possible. Like whatever the boost does, whatever like this keyword does, and everything. I used to just make sure I do those things first, like. And I used to play a lot of NR and NG, so it was like inspired and all those keywords, right? I used to just wonder like what is inspired, right, at that time, and I was just like, okay, I need to learn these keywords. So I went towards the game like I was a college student.
Mm-hmm.
Like I started learning definitions and stuff. I used to read. I used to literally read the tooltip on the right for every card when I was like first starting the game, to just understand how everything works. But I
Mm-hmm.
guess that does help me now understand how the game is working in different archetypes or whatever. and which is why I was even able to make the video which I recently did about the one trick which you guys need to see, right?
Yeah,
So
click the title. Yes.
yeah, click the title exactly. Thank you, Spezi. And yeah, like that's basically how I felt. Like I just want to learn. I just want to have
Hmm.
fun with this game, and I guess make friends in the community. That's basically how I began my journey in the community and in the game itself.
Really awesome. Really awesome. Speaking of card games, are there any other card games that you play or card games that had an impact to you on you growing up and stuff like that? Or
Well, when it comes to card games, no. The only first proper CCG I ever played was Gwent, to be honest.
okay.
I never used to play anything else. CCGs were like nothing to me. Like I never used to even think it was a famous genre or anything. That's how I thought of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I got into Gwent, I was like, okay, it's fun. And when I did see some other games, like I have tried other games as well, but I
Mm-hmm.
never really felt it. It's not for me. I don't think CCGs are really for me. Like I don't know. It just doesn't feel like that. Is Storybook Brawl even a CCG, guys? I don't know. Like so, I like apart from that, no, not really.
Okay,
It's
that's
more like
interesting.
an other stuff. Yeah.
Because thinking about it, like you saying that you like went so much and you really got into the game, I was thinking that maybe there are other card games that influence you or kind of paved the way before you made your journey to Gwent. Because like for me, a card game
Mhm.
that I've always played and I keep on coming back to is of course MTG, but it's something that
Oh.
I started with Magic when I was like a kid. I don't know, in like middle school or something. So that's when I got like my first cards and also learned how to play with them. And it's also interesting because for me, like I'm not a big board game person. I don't like board games. When people are playing board games at a party, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to be part of that.
Yeah.
I really like card games. And I really like I really like MTG. Of course, I really like Gwent, but these are like the only two card games that I play. I like don't play anything else because I feel like even one or two when you're playing it all the time, takes up so much of your time. It's hard to,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
multiple. Like, I don't know how people are able to do multiple card games and play all of them.
Oh, I know. It is pretty crazy how they do it. I don't know how because it's like the mentality of your thinking and the way you think approaching a game and stuff like that, and everything changes for every card game, right? So it's very interesting when people are successful in multiple card games, for sure. I don't know how they do it, but I guess if you can, go for it. But for me, like CCGs wise, as I said, no knowledge. I used to play The Witcher 3. Like I like the first time I played Witcher 3 actually was like actually last year. I know the game is very old, but the first time that I properly played The Witcher 3 was like April of 2020, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I was jamming that game so much. I started playing the Gwent in that game as well, and then I heard that there was a standalone Gwent, and I'm like, standalone Gwent? You mean is it just like this? And they're like, no, it's way more advanced. And I took a look at it, and well, immediately fell in love with it, and here I am, I guess.
Nice, nice. It's nice that you mentioned The Witcher 3 because that's where it all started. And yeah, Witcher
Oh
3
yeah,
is one of those games that either starts people love for Gwent or they want that Gwent to be back. So it's either one of these. But I feel like
that
yeah,
that's true.
I feel like that Gwent wasn't very balanced, but playing it as a game within a game, so being a part of Witcher 3 was really fun, and in a way that it was done that it's almost with every shopkeeper, any major NPC that you can talk to, you can play Gwent with them. It kind of made you do it out of laughs, but then you're like, oh, this is cool, so I actually will stick to this. So yeah.
I think that's the thing, right? That's what people kind of miss from the old version of the game as well, like from beta, right? I guess the chaos and everything that the game used to cause, and bronze cards being gold cards basically at the time, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess that chaotic element was definitely something that people miss, but it's not that the game has not gone in a good direction. Of course, it has. But I guess that chaotic element coming back soon might be a nice thing. Who knows, right? It's already begun with stuff like Simless playing points like there's no tomorrow,
Yeah.
in Nature's Gift with symbiosis and all those things going on, and getting a lot of cards going on the board and doing crazy things. But I guess if it goes into that fun element more, I guess it's definitely going to make people look at it again, right?
It's interesting
And think,
because,
okay.
yeah, you mentioned Witcher 3 and Gwent there. I remember when I was playing The Witcher 3, I was so into the story and into the like main quests and the side quests
Mm-hmm.
that I totally didn't play Gwent at all. Like, I got interested in Gwent
Mm-hmm.
more when we had the physical cards, which were added to the expansions. Because for Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, we would have like the physical decks, and I've always played cards mainly MTG in the physical form.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I kind of got interested. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. So that's when I started playing it in the game. I was like, okay, this game is really cool.
Mm.
Like, yeah, it reminds me of I mean, it's different than Magic, of course, but it reminds me of that type of card game. Which I at that time I wasn't really playing a lot of card games, but yeah, also when we really started like developing Gwent, and it was like in the early beginning of the whole thing, I was playing a lot of Magic at that time, so I was just going to tournaments and stuff like that, and then working on Gwent. So I was all kind of in this whole CCG world, let's say. So
Yeah, I
that's
guess
why I started with that
everyone.
question. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess everyone kind of like finds their right card game sometime, right? Everyone has their own style of enjoying a certain card game or a CCG or any game for that fact. And I guess for me it was Gwent, right? I
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing, like the turn-based card game that it is, So yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I, I guess it just makes me feel comfortable playing such a game. So it's something that stuck with me.
Nice. Okay, because we've been talking quite a lot. I wanted to.
I'm not getting tired. Yeah,
You're not
yeah,
getting
that's good.
tired. Good. I wanted to circle back to something that we mentioned in the beginning. You said that you really like music.
Yeah.
What type of music? Like, let us know. Like, what are you listening to right now, or what do you go in
Well,
between?
nothing right now because I'm talking to you. It would be rude to listen to anything
I
right
mean,
now.
right
Uh,
now, you know what I mean.
yeah, but yeah, like so basically, as I said, it's a mood dependent thing, right?
Hmm.
So if I'm really, wanting to listen to something in relation to playing a card game, well, it's the Witcher soundtrack. Nothing else beats that. And then if
Nice.
I want to feel like I'm going into a party mood kind of thing, it would be like house music. Or if I feel angry, if I feel like I want to break things, you get those days sometimes, I would just listen to metal or Metallica or something, and like just
Respect.
jam that jam that thing on 100% and just go, basically. Yeah.
So you don't stick to one genre, right? You like a little bit of different music depending on what the mood is like or what you're doing at a given time.
Well, to be fair, Harvest of Sorrow, Vlad, it depends, right? Like, if I want to feel sad, maybe I'll listen because that new soundtrack is really touchy, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you really want to feel like if you really want to start crying, or if you wanna, suppose you're acting and you want to get into a scene where you have to start crying, I mean, that music can really help you, right? So it really depends on whether you want to break the tears in your eyes and suppose you want to ask your parents for something, and you want to look really sad, you just put that music on it, like, you know, just put it on. But yeah, the picture behind me is my brother.
See?
Yeah, that's
Questions
my brother.
answered. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as I like, I'm quite quick with chat in a way. So if I do see something I want to answer, yes, I will answer it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Throughout this interview, you've been mentioning your family a lot, so I guess your family is very important to you, right?
hell yeah, man. Like it's always like for me, family number one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else comes anywhere close to that. So I mean, they're the only ones who are ever there for you, right?
Yep.
So yeah, it is what it is. And yes, I am single, Noah.
Ah, nice. At least for
I
now. At
mean,
least for now.
it's pretty obvious why, but yeah, whatever.
Nice, nice. Yeah, it's nice that you mentioned this. The family is important in this case, and I totally agree with you on this one. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I saw that chat pick that up very very quickly. All right. When it comes to checking out your streams, your videos, where can people follow you? Where they can find you?
I mean, so if you want to find me on Twitch, my name is below here, right? What's in gold? That's my Twitch name basically. So it's
Yeah.
twitch.tv/Zubidoo with two O's. I think if you want to
And the
find
Twitter
me on
is
Twitter's
here.
one extra O because apparently double O was taken. So I had to make that three O's, right? How do I aim? I don't know. I get here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and apart from that, my YouTube is also the same as my Twitch, which is with two O's. So yeah, you'll find me there. And if you find me on Instagram, it's like I think six O's or something. So yeah.
Yeah, the next social media gets one additional O, so that's so you can find them by adding more O's and easy clap.
Oh yeah,
Um,
easy clap.
yeah, how do you find me on Twitch? You only find me on Twitch on Fridays when I do Twigs. Easy.
But we need more Burza. We need
No,
Gwent
I know,
streams.
I
We
know, I
need Gwent
know,
streams
I
from
know,
Burza.
I know, I
If
know.
you ever need any sort of support, I'm there. I'm genuinely there.
Oh, thank
You
you.
know? Yeah,
Yeah,
like honestly.
yeah, I've heard this a lot that I should be streaming more Gwent and streaming at all apart from doing these. But yeah, it's always takes so much time, and it's also time that I want to spend with the family in some way because normally I'm working during the day like you, so it's like you know.
That's understandable, yeah. I guess.
So you
It
gotta
is
pick
how
your
it is.
battles, and also when I have like free time, I either go running or go on a bike ride, and yeah, that also eats up a lot of time. It's like a
I
free
mean,
day. That's what I do also. So it's a
to be
choice.
fair, your job is literally making sure that Gwent is doing well and whatever, and being with the community. So obviously that is your work. So I do understand when you say that after your work you don't want to look at Gwent because that is literally your work, right? It's
Yeah,
like
it
going from
is.
work and going back to work kind of feeling, right? Which is totally understandable, right?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And also, what I've kind of started doing more is I started being more. I mean, I also see like the community also notice this. I kind of started to be kind of more in the backseat because there's more things that I am involved in with the company, which causes
Good.
me,
All right. Good.
to be less in front of the community. So you need to kind of like choose where your place is. So if you're in the background, like doing a lot of stuff and working and focus on that, that's you either stick to that one spot or you transition and you fully do all the stuff kind of in front of the community. But thankfully, I have Ryan, right now in my team, so he's kind of more in the forefront, which lets me focus and be more in the back. So we pretty much, have this nice thing going, and moving into next year, I think that's also how we'll be doing stuff. Plus, I really like working with people in terms of like managing team, like my team, and working with them on stuff like that. So that's kind of the role that I really like in terms of like when it comes to work. But yeah,
I think that's the main thing, and I think yeah, even Vlad was mentioning Ryan. Like yeah, Ryan Godric, man, he is a god. It's in his name.
yeah.
You know, he is definitely an amazing asset to the team, an amazing asset to the community,
And he came from the
and yeah,
community, right? So it was
yeah,
a natural transition from community to into CDPR, and he gives us this really cool perspective from, on the one hand, from being inside, embedded within the community, coming to CDPR and seeing how we operate, and also, giving a lot of information to us about what the community wants, how they want to be interacted with. And when he interacts with them, I feel like it's very organic and it's very natural in what he does. So I really like that.
yeah. People like it's underappreciated in my opinion how much work he does. He does really really good. Like it's not easy at all to handle a community, especially like how we are.
Uh,
so
I think
so
it's not only you. I think it's any community because
yeah, to
like
be
I,
fair, yeah.
I I I pretty much try to see like what's going on in other communities, and also what the competition is doing, of course, but also what's happening within games that I play or follow or I'm interested in, and it's pretty much the same type of deal. Like you do everything well, you get a lot of praise. You make one mistake, you get pretty much hanged in front of
Exactly.
everybody and called a liar, a cheat, and the worst person in the world.
That's
So
life, to be
that's
honest.
life.
One small mistake and everybody knows you only for that and
Yeah,
nothing else. So
life
yeah, you gotta be
plus
careful, man.
plus access to the internet that everybody now has and can have an anonymous gamer tag or whatever nickname and hide behind that without showing who you really are and spam stuff. So easy, easy.
No, but again, apart from that, I mean, like, I'm sure everyone in the community will agree with me as well that even you as an individual are doing great.
Thank you.
And we always, love your fancy suits that we see on your, opens and qualifiers and masters and everything. So yeah, it's always amazing to have such a person like you in the community as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, big thank
Yeah,
you for that.
totally. I like that people now mention that that I love the suits and stuff like that. So yeah, like Vlad is saying, being like fashion icon, more the community manager. Yeah, I'm totally in my spare time. I am not fashionable. I have hoodies which I like and like jeans which I like, and I like to stick to like similar clothing and nothing too fancy. So yeah, shout outs to actually it's Ola right now who's providing us with all the clothing and choosing
Uh-huh.
everything and ordering everything for me. So yeah, no, totally not me. I just say if I like the stuff or if I dislike the stuff, and that's it. But knowing me, I'll wear pretty much anything. It's if it's loud and colorful and crazy, easy, totally, I'll do it. But yeah, that's nothing connected to me. I'm not a fashion person.
I mean, but it is amazing. Like I like to wear nice suits, and think that stuff it kind of does make me jealous. But that's why I always admire that. I always admire a person who dresses well. It like whoever is. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely something that I had to put out there for myself as well.
good, good. Okay, I think that's it. Unless there's anything else you would like to talk about, or if there's anything that you want to, I don't know, shout out at someone, talk about something. It's pretty much,
I mean, if I have to shout out anyone, I would say I have to shout out the entire community, man, because the
whew,
community is what makes the game great, and it's what keeping me, going as well, to be honest. And without that, I would definitely be, I don't know what I would be without the community. So yeah, that's a shout out to the entire community and a shout out to CDPR for being
nice,
great devs and making such a great CCG.
nice. This was a very nice wholesome twig, I have to say.
Yeah, and the thing is, I didn't even realize the time until somebody mentioned it. Like I was just here having a conversation basically, and it was really really good.
Went by very quick.
And yeah, and yeah, it is good. Not shouting out Rashid. Yeah, shout out to not Rashid. There you go. Happy. Happy. Yeah, I
Yes,
mean, he is one of my favorite streamers out there for sure. So I wouldn't mind shouting out Rashid at all. He's definitely a person who's made me feel happy a lot of times when I was feeling down and stuff. So yeah,
nice.
he's definitely a lovely guy out there.
Yes. So for the next one, he will be one of the people that you can vote on. So
Big
yeah,
thing.
yeah. So you can vote for not Rashid or for someone else. I will be doing a poll on my Twitter probably still today. Poll will last till probably Wednesday next week, so you have time to cast your votes, and the next person will appear in the next twig, which is of course next Friday. So easy. Zubi, thank you for coming in. Thank you for pitching this idea, because it's actually I've had probably more fun than going through a million questions on forums, which were pretty much answers would be to yes, no, I don't know. Thank you for your feedback, or
I
yeah,
mean,
let's have this to.
it's obvious, man. Like I know too many cooks spoil the broth, but honestly, two is better than one in a lot of things, right? So always having that little help and having someone to always discuss things, it helps. Like that's how I like to play Gwent. If you notice, I do so many co-op streams because of that.
Mhm.
Because I like to play with people and 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 discuss things, because that's what makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you, everybody,
thank
for
you,
watching. And we shall be, I think we shall be rating
thank you
Mr.
guys.
Mr. Flake. So
Yeah,
have
go
a
ahead. Blake is lovely.
ready to rate in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rate them. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.